Hi, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Mr. Hochmuth. I've probably met most of you before, but this is the online me in case you've never seen me before. So maybe I look a little bit different. Maybe I have a little more hair than I usually do, uh, but we'll see. Uh, this is the class website. You're going to want to bookmark it so that you can refer to the course website or the course resources anytime you need them throughout the year. So if you're trying to work ahead before the assignments are posted on Google Classroom, we have all 12 units posted up here. The other thing to know is that there are two sections, geometry and accelerated geometry. As the year goes on, I might encourage some of you to take the accelerated geometry course for those of you who are able to move a little bit quicker through the curriculum. That way you can learn more content. The other things up here, you can see there's information under each tab. There's a link to Google Classroom, where I should have gotten you set up for the class already. If not, you'll need to ask me for help. The pacing guide, that is a link that will take you to what's called this plan book, which is what we as teachers use to list all our lesson plans, what we plan to do in class every day. And so that's helpful in case you miss a day or you just plain forgot what you were supposed to do. So you just find, okay, I'm in geometry. What do I need to do? Okay, find your set and find out what your assignment is, what we did in class, and what your homework is. So there's no excuse, and it's especially helpful if you're saying, well, I'm going to be gone for a week, and you ask your teacher and they say, well, I don't know what we're doing yet. Check Classroom or check that pacing guide on Planbook. So the next thing on here is some information on how the course works. There's an introduction to the flipped classroom. There's a letter here that I'd like you to look through and read through with your parents. It gives you an overview of how this class works. If you took Algebra 1 last year, it'd be very similar. But it also includes the rationale behind it and some of the expectations to help you succeed in this class especially. So just have your parents or guardian take a look at that and return that back to class so I know that they saw it and will be able to help you with that. The basics of flip mastery, this kind of just explains how it works. Those of you who took Algebra 1 kind of have the general idea. Watch a lesson, take notes, then I'm going to ask you to write a summary or a question on those notes and on Google Classroom so that we can interact with that a little bit more together at the beginning of the next class. At the beginning of the next class, after a warm-up, you'll have time for questions. And after that, we'll do some practice together or application stuff together, or with partners or groups or on your own. And then you'll work on your own in the practice, where you'll have opportunity to ask me for help or some classmates. And after a couple lessons, we'll do a mastery check, which means a quiz. And if you pass the quiz with at least an 80%, I'll push you on to the next section. If not, I'll ask you to do some more practice in order to help learn the material better. And then you can show that you've got that on the next quiz. Just kind of explains some more about that there. Grading, if you want to know, well, how do I get graded? Just take a look at that there. It has the different assignment categories and information on how much each section is worth. So the next thing to take a look at would be the syllabus, which basically repeats a lot of the information that you've been given already. It's just a nice formal document with all that cool stuff on there. Next, if you go into Classroom, you should have been signed up for your class already, but you sign in with your Shoreland account. You've probably got the hang of this if you've been to Shoreland before, but most of your classes are found once you sign in, and then you just pick your class. Let's say we're on Geometry Set 3, and then it lists all your information. The About section has a link back to the class website in case you forgot to bookmark it or ever need to get there. And then the course syllabus. And on the stream, list the assignments or different announcements that I'll make in class. First assignment is an introduction. Just gives that Google Classroom intro if you need it. And then the Google Doc, if you click on that assignment, your student view, it's a little different than my view. But the student view should give you the link to this Google Doc, which you all should have a copy of. And when you click it, it gives you a list of things that I'd like you to do before the next class. so that you are prepared, ready to go. And just a list of things that you're ready to go. So you've got Desmos bookmarked, you've got Khan Academy signed up for the extra practice, and just the basic overview that I went through with you. So once you're done with that, you turn it in. Your page will have a turn in section. The next thing, the typical daily assignments, I'll post the video, the notes, the practice, and the answers for you to check. Then also those links to Khan Academy on extra practice if you need it. And the other thing to note is that if you, for some reason, don't have access to Classroom, you can always come to the class website, and all that same information can be found. It just looks a little bit different. So the video, the extra practice, the notes, the answers, the practice. So, 2 places to find everything. This Classroom will be your daily. It'll also remind you when things are due. This is just the resource filing cabinet of everything you'll ever need in case you work ahead, or I just happen to forget to put it on time and you want to get it done early. So if you have any questions, please ask in class or post a comment on Classroom. Otherwise, this should be a good introduction for you for using the flipped classroom. Like I said, most of you probably got the hang of it already. So we'll see you in class.